and welcome to this lecture. In today's lecture, I really appreciate your turnout. You are very new students. The previous students were from here, and all the same, from here, from there, at last you are students and you are going to benefit by what we are going to say. On behalf of Sudan Open University, I welcome you, I welcome your turnout, and I present the following recording, which is copyright. Before we start, I believe we should give ventilation to our class. We should ventilate the class. The class should be ventilated, you know. Our ventilation today is a story from the countryside of Edinburgh, which is in England, north of England. You see, dear students, there are a number of things in life which give you motivation for what you do. Our story today is very amusing and very interesting. It is about Henry and Jack, two chaps, two young students. These students, Henry and Jack, they used to go on vacation together when the school closes for the summer holidays. When the school closes for the summer holidays, they go together. They each buy a ticket first to prepare themselves so that they can go on a very good and lucrative journey. Once upon a time, there were two friends, Jack and Henry. They decided to go on holiday together. When the school closes for the holiday, they each went to the train and bought a ticket. Of course, it's an English pocket. Everyone has to pay for themselves. No one pays for another as we do here. So when they approached the station of the train, they each bought a ticket and put them in their pockets. While they were going towards the train, Jack's ticket fell off his pocket. Henry saw it, but he wanted this time to play a trick on his friend. He didn't want to tell him exactly that your ticket has fallen down. So they both put their bags inside the train, but unfortunately, when the ticket collector came, Jax began to search his pockets, looking for his tickets. For his ticket, only one ticket, of course. But unfortunately, again, he didn't find it. He just emptied his pocket, but he didn't find his ticket. So Henry here wanted to play a very good trick, and he was laughing, by the way. He was laughing at large at his friend. When the ticket collector came even nearer and began to look at people's tickets, he gave him two tickets. What happened to Jack, our friend Jack? Hid under the seat of the train when he didn't find his pocket, because they were fined. He will be fined. It is not like here. So he hid under the seat of the train, and Henry was laughing at large, But when the ticket collector came even nearer, he gave him two tickets. The ticket collector was amused and was amazed as well. Why are these two tickets? He said, one ticket belongs to me and the other belongs to my friend who likes traveling under the seat. So this is a ventilation of our class today. We are going to take a word level as our step here. But before that, I see you missed the previous lecture, or some of you missed the previous lecture. Please, if you have any questions, shoot them up right now before we start. Your questions for me? Yes, please start.
I beg your pardon. As you know, we were out of touch at the last lecture.
Good.
How many writing levels we are going to cover?
Marvelous. That's a very nice question from the viewpoint of writing. You know, we have 4 levels of writing. We tackled writing at the letter level, and now we are going to tackle also the writing at the word level. And next time, if nothing intervenes, and may Allah will, we will try to tackle the writing at the sentence level, and after it follows the writing at the paragraph level, And the last of which will be writing about punctuation, because that also covers the 4 criteria. Thank you very much for your question. Is there any other question? Yes, please.
Why you do all small letter start?
Ah, marvelous. That's a very equally important question. Small letters, you know, start at the top. You don't have to start at the bottom. Small letters, we know they start at the top. You begin them diagonally from top to bottom, not vice versa, not from bottom to top. Thank you very much for this question. Huh? Is there any other question? PS, please.
Which letter join diagonally?
Yes, that's marvelous. You know, all small letters, they join diagonally. All small letters with teeth, they join diagonally. I hope I answered. Oh, yes, please, your question. Shoot it
How
up.
can we measure the place between sentences and phrases?
Yes, the place, the space between sentences and phrases is just mentioned by the movement of your hand. You know, don't give too much space. You know, don't give too much space and too little. Try to keep balance. Try to keep balance. You know, and it must be adequate. You know, the spacing must be adequate, reasonable. Everybody reading, the audience reading what you are writing, they should be amazed by your handwriting. I really appreciate your questions, and let us move on. Is there any other question?
Yeah. Could you please tell us about the criteria of letters?
Marvelous. This will be the last question, isn't it? So the criteria are 4, as we say. We have the shape of the letter. The shape of the letter must be, you know, accurate. Must be accurate. And the size of the letter must be acceptable. The size of the letter. Don't give it too big size or too little size. It must be acceptable. And the slope of the letter, the sloping of the letter, which is the line diagonally going, must be also correct. The line must be correct, diagonal. And last of it, the spacing must be reasonable, must be adequate. Thank you for your questions, and I think this might cover the last and the previous lecture. We hope you follow me on this lecture. Let us look. Now we are going to have the word level writing. Word level writing. Please follow me. Are you ready? Yeah. Yes, please. Thank you very much for being ready. First of all, we have introduction. This introduction will give us an insight of knowing what is the lecture is going to be about. So this unit is about writing at word level, as you know. Words are the building bricks of meaning. Words are building bricks of meaning. Writing can be done. The problem here, the problem of words here is that their number in any language is too big. No one knows how many words do we have. You know, by the way, some people have very short vocabulary of words and they can communicate. Whereas a lot of people, they have great number of words, but they show a poor figure when they communicate. They show a very poor figure behind others because they don't know how to use it. So the matter is not how much, but the matter is howness. It means how do you convey your message in a short and simple way using very few words. This is the first one. So let us move ahead and have, it is said that by January, that is in the previous year, January year 2014, the number of words in English language were this number, as you see on the monitor. So this might be true or untrue, but the number might be less or more than that. And this will illustrate what I have said to you right now. It's about what? It is not about how big, how many letters do you have, but it's about how can you be able to communicate yourself in few words. Those who are very lucky in communication, they use few words. They use simple words. They don't have to use complicated words. That if you use a complicated word, that might drag you towards making many mistakes. And you see, mistakes are the result of too many and too close a translation from your mother tongue language to the target language. Here, in our respect, the target language, dear students, is the English language. So how many words do I need in order to write in a good way? This question is going to be set forward to you as students. Please, if you want to answer this question, let me know. If you don't want to answer it, I will answer it for you. How many words do I need in order to write in a good way? Let me bring it near to your mind. Let me bring the meaning near to your mind. Do we have a certain number of words that we can start? Huh? Marvelous. We don't have a certain number of words. As we said, as we highlighted, if you have 1,000 words, you might not be able to communicate in a better way. But some people have 500 words, and they could write a good composition of 250 words. Means they split the vocabulary they have in their mind. They communicate in a better way. In that respect, they made use of their minds. They applied their minds rather than applying their chances of success. So, if you have a number of words and you are unable to communicate through them, that's a problem. But if you have few words and you can communicate in a better way, that is well and good. So by now we can say, when can I say that I know a word? When can I say that when I know a word? Next to this, the question comes. The answer to the first question, if you remember, is very simple. What matters is not the number of words you need. You got your meaning? But what matters is your ability to use these words. If you have the ability to use the words in a better way, that's well and good, and that's what we require. One can have a vocabulary of 1,000 words. As I told you, you can have a vocabulary of 1,000 words, but may not be able to use them effectively, practically, to write a good composition, for example, a 250-word composition. You might not be able to do that. But look at the next point. Also, one might know 500 words, but will be able to use them effectively and practically to write a good essay of 200 words. This will lead us to the second question. Is what I have explained clear to you? Is there any question before we go on? Because after each and every part, I will ask you a question. Is there any question before I ask you a question? This means that if you don't have a question, I have questions for you. So don't worry. In both cases, you don't have to shy away. If you ask me questions, I will answer you. If you don't ask me questions, I will ask you questions. So in a mutual kind of understanding, you know. Okay, let's have the second point here. According to Wallace, 1988, to fully know a word, the learner should be able to master, to have a grasp over the following. What are the following? Number one, recognize a word. It here refers to a word, by the way. Recognize a word in its spoken or written form. To recognize means to know something for the second time. It has passed by you, but it is gonna to be recalled to your mind again. Let us have the next step. The next step is also equally important, by the way. The next step, recall it at will. Means whenever you like. At will. Recall it means remember it. Here recall means remember. Remember a word whenever you like. Look at the third one. Relate it to an appropriate object or concept. Concept, something which cannot be seen, not concrete, which is abstract. So again, relate the word. Each and every it comes here relating to a word. Relate a word to an appropriate. Appropriate means suitable. Suitable object or concept. Let us have a look at number 3 now. Use the word in the appropriate grammatical form. Sorry, here it is written from. But please try to master the right pronunciation. Form. The good word here, the correct word is form, not from. Again, use the word in appropriate grammatical form. And let us have step number 5. Step number 5 now. In speech, pronounce it in a recognizable way. In speech, here punctuation comes before its time, as we say. It's not ripen yet for it. Here punctuation comes because in speech, you have to stop for a while. In speech, pronounce the word in a recognizable way, in recognizable manner, to intrigue your reader, to give impression to your reader that you just make division while you speak. And also have a look at number 6. In writing, spell it correctly. You know, spelling is very important. Unfortunately, a number of students nowadays, they just shy away from spelling and they just keep themselves apart from spelling. They keep themselves apart from spelling. So the moment you keep yourself apart from spelling, you are going to commit errors. You make mistakes. But you know what is so important about what I am saying here is just you keep by heart a word which you are given. For example, if you are given 10 words today, keep them by heart and leave them behind. And they will be in the back of your mind. It will be in the back of your mind. You recall them whenever you like. You recall them whenever you like. When the need arises, you know, as we say. So in writing, spell the word correctly. And let us have a look at number 7. Use the word correctly with the words it goes with. That is called in English collocation. That's collocation. For example, if a word write goes with the word type, you just have to make collocation. You have to have relationship between the two words. So again, use the word correctly with the words it goes with. That is correct collocation. And also this point, number 8, use the word at the appropriate level of formality. You give it formality, not slang word. Don't make it slang. Don't speak in slang language. Don't speak in slang way. Don't convey your message in slang manner. Okay? And the point here, this one is very important. Be aware, be careful of its connotations and denotations, as we say. Connotations, words that usually come with it, and association, which means denotation. Words that are usually linked with it. So this is connotation and denotation of meaning. You know, the connotation and denotation of the meaning. So let us have a look at words will remain words. This is very important, dear students. Please try to follow me. Follow me on the monitor here. Words will remain words unless, if not, you are able to use them to read or write or speak or listen. These are the 4 skills of the English language. Words will remain words. A word will not remain a letter in your mind. It will remain as a word. So what I am saying here is, words, unless you use them to convey your message into sentence or into structure, they remain words in your mind. The second point is also, this preview is very important. Dear learner, this is the second unit concerning basic writing skills. As I said, each and every language has 4 skills. So can I ask, what are the 4 skills of the English language? Arabic language has 4 skills. French language has 4 skills. English language has 4 skills. Japanese language has 4 skills. It might be more than that. We don't know. Huh? What are the 4 skills of each and every language? Could you try to put them in order?
Reading,
listening,
speaking, and writing.
The other way around. You say listening first, listening, speaking, reading, and writing. You see? Unless you put them in such an order, you might go wrong. You know what I mean? First, you have to listen. Then you have to speak with what you have listened to. Then you have listening, speaking, and you have to read what you have listened to and what you have spoken about. Last bit which we are dealing with is to write what you have listened to, what you have spoken about, and what you are reading about also. So the 4 skills of each and every language. And each skill here has also sub-skills. Here the sub-skill is writing. Writing has 4 also, has 4 sub-skills. Let us have, this is the second unit, as I told you, concerning basic writing skill. It is not a unit about grammar. If I tell you about grammar, if I teach you grammar, I know for sure that you are not going to be here. You will be melting, you know. Especially nowadays, people, when you try to speak about grammar, they shy away. They just go out of class. They leave the class because grammar is boring. And this is a fact. But grammar has to be taught through drama. Grammar has to be taught through drama. If it is taught through drama, next time I will be telling you about drama, because we teach through drama. Now we are not, unfortunately, we are not teaching grammar so that we can use much of drama. See? But what cannot be cured must be endured. See, let us go ahead with the second point. Here in this second preview, it is a unit that looks at words from 2 different angles. We look at words from 2 different angles. You see, the first angle as elements in a system of word classes. The second as members of different groups that complement. Complement means finish each other. They complement one another. And if we come to this point, content words just like sit, book, big, these are words. And by the way, let me tell you something in particular, something in confidence, something important. The word book can be a verb. How come? Can I stop and ask this question? How come? How can it be a word? Huh? Yes, please? It depends on the situation. Marvelous. Marvelous. We use the mic. Huh?
It depends on the situation.
Yes, that's right. That's right. It depends on the situation and the context in which you use it. For example, he went to book 2 seats on the plane last night. There was a flight to, for example, to England, and he went to book 2 seats on this flight, on the plane. So book here is a verb, to book. And for example, we have a book as a syllabus. For example, our book here, writing skills. This is the book which you are discussing. The book which you are discussing right now, writing skills. So content words like sit, book, big, these are content words. Means they come to the context itself. Now let's have function words. The function words here, which I'm going to look right away to the camera, function words is the, it, which. So master these and have a look also at number C. Academic words. There are words which are academic. They are used academically. For example, analyze, in analysis. These are words which come, academically. And concept words, theoretical words, they come. These are academic words. They use in academic writing. And also, the unit is divided into manageable sections. Very easy sections, subdivided. Each section means gives information about one aspect. This is followed by a number of exercises that focus on the natural use of vocabulary. For example, every possible effort has been made in order that the content of the exercises would be relevant to your immediate academic needs. What does that mean? Every action has a reaction. So if you keep on studying words, these words must be used either academically or theoretically or conceptually or whatsoever. Before we end the class, there is a chance for 2 questions. Before we end this class, are there any questions regarding what we have said? Any questions?
What are the words?
Words are, this is a very magnificent, loaded question. This is a very loaded question, a very good question. Very nice question. Also nice has lost its character. The word nice, when you make it into a compliment, you compliment someone with the word nice, nice has lost its character. A nice day, a nice man, a nice woman, a nice teacher. Nice has lost its character. And the answer to your question, my answer to your question is bricks of meaning are words. Words are the building bricks of meaning. Words are the building bricks of meaning. Okay, we stop here and we just continue after the break. Yes, before the break, your question. Yes, your question.
How can we judge the usage of words in the English?
Yes, marvelous. We judge the usage of words in English by their shape, by their size, by their slope, by their space. If they have, they should have some space between them. So we stop here, and in the upcoming time, which is after the break, hopefully, in a few minutes' time, I will be able to tell you about the rest of the class. Ladies and gentlemen, with this, we conclude for today, and I hope to see you next session, which is upcoming quite soon. Thank you very much for enjoying this class. And thanks also for the team working to reproduce these classes. We don't have to forget them. These are men behind the curtain. Thank you very much for them. Thank you.